Toni. I think everybody was shocked when we found out that these two actually got married. I know, like, there's a lot of things we will do in order to pay our bills, but I never thought the relationship between Toni and Birdman was genuine. I just knew that he was just willing to go broke behind her. It just never fit. And so apparently in August of last year in 2024, they had a secret wedding. Finally got married in secret, even though everything else was public. And then she went and tried to annul the marriage 2 weeks later because she realized she had stopped.
All right. Now, I've got to say, this is one of the very few times I actually wholeheartedly agree with Tasha K, because this relationship makes no sense at all. You mean Toni Braxton, the living legend, actually married Birdman, only for Toni to turn around and file for divorce 2 days later? This is some drama that Toni has no time or business being involved in, and right now, Birdman isn't having it either. He's been putting off getting married for more than 6 years, while Toni has been patiently waiting on the sidelines. She's been playing her cards right. When it was finally time for them to tie the knot, she secured that bag, and now Birdman allegedly has to pay her out of his $160 million fortune. Truth be told, I bet he didn't see that one coming, especially after the way he played Lil Wayne out of his money. But what actually made Toni file for divorce so quickly? Well, the first thing you should know is that Toni Braxton and Birdman have been good friends for almost 20 years. And when I say friends, I mean, there's no way these two haven't been knocking boots.
Me and him have been friends for 16 years.
I know you had a song like 15 years ago.
Yeah,
too,
we've
right?
been like besties for a long time.
People always say that. But
No, this is real. Like, no cross the line.
Besties, like you always kept in touch and you always talked.
We would keep in touch. He would come see me when I had my plays. When I had my baby shower, he would come. Like, we were really friends.
Toni said that they didn't cross any lines before they started officially dating. Okay, let's continue. Birdman is notoriously private about his love life. So imagine everyone's surprise when word started going around that the two began dating in 2016, and that they may have even eloped in 2017. Toni denied the rumors. Birdman denied them too. They both said they were just hanging out, keeping it cool, cute, and chill. You know, the same way you do with your situationship.
What's happening with you? You was at the awards last night?
Yeah, I was out there.
Working?
Doing my dizzle.
And you were with Toni, which kind of felt like some sort of announcement.
I wouldn't look at it as an announcement. Not for me, on my behalf. You know, I just wanted to come. Me and T just went to the awards, check it out. So, what's the big deal?
It is a big deal. You know why it's a big deal? Because it's Birdman and Toni Braxton. And also because, we don't see you, like, in a relationship. We talked about this last time when
I've always been off the radar, because I think, me personally, I always felt your personal life don't have nothing to do with conflict with your entertainment life.
But then, a blind item started circulating, confirming that the two of them might have really been a thing. The blind item read, "This former A-plus list aging singer comes from a singing family, dumped her longtime boyfriend because she had to take care of her family and pay off her massive debt. So instead of being with someone for love, she's now sold herself to the highest bidder. And the winner is a guy living on borrowed time because of all the people gunning for him." And honestly, that checks out for Toni Braxton. She filed for her second bankruptcy back in 2010 after canceling her Las Vegas shows while battling lupus. Toni has also talked about how she carried her family, how her sisters expected her to pay the bills. She once explained why her relationship with Birdman felt so easy. She said it was comforting to have someone tell her it's okay to be ill, that she doesn't have to be Wonder Woman all the time. Battling lupus can be incredibly draining, and there were times Toni felt the full burden of it. But with Birdman, she didn't have to pretend to be okay when she wasn't. She said, "I've always had issues dating because I was ashamed to have lupus and felt like no one would want to take care of a woman with lupus. I was insecure. With him, I can be comfortable. With a little hat or Scully, some lipstick and mascara. I can just let my hair down and it feels great."
People don't know, 2016, November, when I was on tour, October, I was really sick. I don't mean kind of sick. I mean, like, really,
From
really
lupus?
sick.
Or
Yeah, I had a
from-
really
okay.
bad flare, and I was on tour. And every day I was on tour, he was there with me. If he left out, he would come back.
And this was before anybody knew you
we
guys
weren't
were
anything.
even,
It was
like-
buddies. It was
Right.
nothing. Not even a day. He was my friend. And he was there. I don't know if
he
you ever
already loved you. He's there every day taking care of you.
But you know, he really was there every day. My buddy, my friend T. You all right? You good? I'm cheering good. You know, he was just there as my friend. Like cheering, I'm cheering good. Big Mama good. He was there every day for the shows. And on my off days, he would go and take care of his business, but he would follow me on the bus and just make sure I was okay. And I don't know if you've ever been really, really sick in your life and you feel kind of hopeless and you got somebody who's a friend that's there. That's kind of, it just made me see him differently.
Well, it looked like Birdman was feeling the same way about Toni, because when he popped the question, he did it big. Toni posted a picture of the two of them soon after the engagement. And you could spot that ring from a mile away. Birdman reportedly spent $1 million on the ring to get his woman to say yes. He even gushed about her to Wendy Williams, calling her his family.
Well, T, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust
Because you
her.
bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life. I love her to death.
But if the two of them were so in love, then why didn't they just get married already? Toni Braxton talked about how excited she was to be getting married a second time and told Wendy Williams that they almost had a date, but some family drama got in the way of them sealing the deal.
There's no date. We almost had a date. Well, we had 2 dates, but we were doing Braxton Family Values and we were going through a little drama. And I was like, okay, the wedding is a good thing to get all the sisters together.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get us all together. And I said, the wedding's not a good reason because it's messing up my relationship a little bit. He's like, come on, Michelle, set a date. I know.
That's what he calls you?
He calls me Michelle. Doesn't call me Toni at all. That's my middle name, Toni Michelle.
But they kept pushing the wedding back and back until it was completely off the table. And what's crazy is, Birdman was actually serious about tying the knot. If it were up to him, it would have happened right. Then and there, what made things even more confusing was when Toni Braxton revealed she had lost her $1 million engagement ring to theft after leaving it in her luggage while she was on a plane. Now, I don't know how true that is, y'all, but what we do know is that shortly after that, Toni and Birdman announced they were going their separate ways. There was still speculation that the two had already gotten married in secret and just kept it quiet. But Toni quickly shut that down, revealing that she and Birdman had never been married to each other. After the breakup, Toni posted a picture of herself in a stunning red dress with the caption, "Starting a new chapter isn't always an easy choice, but always choose to be chosen." Was she trying to tell us a little tea with that post? Because even though Toni tried to keep things classy and make the breakup seem amicable, it looks like it was anything but smooth. Word is, Toni wasn't the only woman Birdman was dealing with. Long before Toni came into the picture, he and Kimora Lee Simmons were secretly dating, and he allegedly continued funding her lifestyle long after Toni came around. Birdman even celebrated Kimora, calling her the love of his life and said he was grateful for everything she had done for him. So wait, Kimora is the love of his life, but Toni is his family and his soldier? That's a whole lot of mixed messages right there. And that was the major issue between Toni Braxton and Birdman. Even after the two reunited on stage at Toni's Atlanta show, Kimora was still in the wings, and Birdman was reportedly at her beck and call, sources say the only reason Kimora Lee Simmons didn't date him publicly was because she didn't think he was a good look for her image, especially in the high-end fashion circles she moves in. So when Toni and Birdman actually decided to finally get married last year, he was still running behind Kimora. Word is that on the day of the wedding, Birdman arrived very late and then left early, saying he had to help someone with something. That someone allegedly ended up being Kimora Lee Simmons. And the worst part? He didn't even apologize to Toni Braxton for leaving his own wedding early. But honestly, what is Toni even doing caught up in this mess? Playing childish games with Birdman was the last thing anyone expected from her at this big age, especially considering who she is and the legacy she carries. Still, Toni didn't plan to stick around for long. She stayed just long enough to make sure she secured that check, and then she filed for divorce. Allegedly, Toni and Birdman used only their initials, TB and BW, when signing the divorce papers, stating that their marriage was irretrievably broken. Neither Toni nor Birdman wanted the details of their divorce made public, and both have stayed quiet since. Neither of them has been seen wearing wedding bands recently, and both have scrubbed photos of each other from their social media accounts. Child, this news had the internet buzzing. People are still shocked that Toni Braxton was even willing to put up with Birdman, though she did walk away with a fat paycheck from the divorce. Honestly, Toni Braxton and Birdman being a couple was one of the most outlandish pairings we've ever seen. I'ma have to keep pretending Toni Braxton, the living legend, didn't let Birdman up under her skirt. Toni Braxton filing for divorce 2 weeks after marrying Birdman is wild. But what do y'all think about their relationship? Share your thoughts down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because you definitely don't want to miss the tea we've got coming next.